Hey guys, it's Madison. It's Sunday, October 3rd, and I am suddenly inspired to jump back into language learning after a bit of a break. Since I moved to Korea August 6th, I have not studied basically any languages. I spent one day doing a bit of studying for Korean, and then beyond that and just the general transactions and conversations that I have in my daily life, which is surprisingly little actually. I have not touched languages since coming to Korea, which isn't super great or as I had planned. But recently I have been inspired to jump back into languages, and not only have I been feeling inspired to jump back into Korean, which is relatively easy to do for me because it just kind of involves getting more content, more like high-level academic or news kind of content, or practicing speaking more and just improving my ability to speak about deep topics more easily. But also I've been feeling inspired to jump back into both Mandarin Chinese and Japanese. I guess all the inspiration and motivation kind of hit at once. But yeah, I'm gonna try and jump back into all three. Just go full ham in language learning and just get back into the groove that I was in months and months and months ago at the beginning of the year, back when I was studying all three of these languages last. Recently, I've been watching some Mandarin Chinese dramas, which is what kind of has pushed me to kind of want to get back into Chinese after quite an extended break. And even before the break, I haven't really studied Chinese in depth since, oh gosh, spring of 2021, which is a year and a half ago now. So it's been a while since I've like in depth studied Chinese. Earlier this year, what I did was just kind of every day read through a little reading on Do Chinese, and that was basically it. I would just get my little daily exposure to one little article or one little story, and then that was it for the whole day. So I was trying to improve my ability to like recognize characters and stuff, but I wouldn't consider that like really in-depth studying the language. I was just trying to get more exposure through that and through the dramas that I was watching. And then Japanese. I have a love-hate relationship with Japanese. I'm interested in learning the language, and I've been interested for a while, but just as I've complained many times on this channel, the lack of content that I enjoy, like dramas or variety shows or that kind of stuff, I haven't been able to like get into anything, which makes learning a language really difficult. But I do like the language itself, so I'm gonna try again. What kind of inspired me to get back into it was I was watching who was it? Dogen. Dogen is a YouTuber. He's an American who lives in Japan and has for quite some time. And he was doing a live stream celebrating, I think, 500,000 subscribers. And anyway, he was like responding to comments in both Japanese and English. And as he was speaking in Japanese, I was reminded yet again my strange kind of experience of Japanese, which is that I know a lot of the basic grammar structures just because they're very, very similar to Korean. And so my brain kind of picks up the structure and like how sentences work very easily because it's almost the same. But I don't know almost any vocabulary. So like he was speaking in Japanese in these sentences, and I would know like a lot of times the entire structure of the sentence, but just not really be sure of what exactly he was saying because I didn't know like the main vocabulary of the sentence. So it's this weird thing where I feel like I'm understanding quite a bit while understanding like nothing at all. But since Japanese and Korean are so similar, and since I have this interest in learning more Japanese, I figure, hey, I might as well just jump back in, try to give it a shot. I'm not gonna try and force myself to expose myself to a lot of like dramas or things that I'm not really interested in. I might try to jump back into whatever the little anime was that I watched that wasn't bad. I don't remember the name. Agretsuko, I think is what it was. I might give that another chance since they're short, sweet little anime things and they're not like long or dumb dramas. So I might give that a chance. But beyond that, I'm just gonna stick to the free Irodori textbook that I have and just kind of do little bits of that each day. Maybe do like some of the beginning easy news articles. I found those to be not that bad. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna kind of pressure myself to do anything specific. I just wanna kind of jump back in and just start exposing myself a little bit to the language, just to kind of dip my toe back into the field of Japanese. And, you know, if I can just slowly and surely increase my level of vocabulary in the language, I feel like I could learn it way easier than most others since I am fluent in Korean and have experience in Chinese and therefore Chinese characters. So I feel like I have all the advantages I need to be good, there's just not good content for me to like douse myself in language and kind of pick it up naturally. So I don't know, we'll see if just using these free resources that I already have gets me inspired again or not. But so as far as kind of content or things that I specifically want to study for each language, for Korean, I want to hopefully maybe watch some news programs every once in a while to get that more kind of formal vocabulary. Whenever I watch the news, it's just like a slap in the face of reality of how little vocabulary I know of formal vocabulary. Like all the Hansa-based words, it's just a big weakness of mine. And when I watch the news, oftentimes, like if there were no pictures on the YouTube screen, I feel like I'd be kind of like only understand 50% or less of what's happening, which is depressing when you feel fluent in a language, then you watch the news, it's like, oh, nope, still a long way to go. So that's one thing I want to do. And then also I have a book that I've had forever, which is Korea Onahak, which is a linguistics book, Korean linguistics book. I have had that for years now, and I'm going to finally start it. Well, actually, I think I've read one chapter so far, and the chapters are very, very, very short, like a couple pages. And so I want to continue to read that again for kind of just improving vocabulary. And yeah, those are the two main things. Beyond that, my other big goal, I guess, is kind of improving my speaking proficiency. Again, I'm able to have like general conversations with people on the street, totally fine. But whenever I get into kind of a deeper topic beyond just general stuff, or if I'm trying to explain like thoughts that I'm having or stuff like that, oftentimes I kind of stammer and try to find words and don't know words that I want to use or can't describe things well. And so my fluency suffers because of that, even though I'm kind of able to stumble my way through the conversations decently well. And, you know, I'm not terrible. It's just, I definitely could still improve. So I'm not sure how to improve that. Honestly, I need to just make friends. That's the real goal. But, you know, it's hard making friends in a new place. My coworkers are my friends, but we speak in English because that's what we do. We teach English. So there's not a lot of opportunities to speak Korean at my job. And then I don't have a ton of friends like in the neighborhood. I might try to get back on Hello Talk and meet some people, but man, it always just immediately gives me stress whenever I get on the app. It's good for like 2 minutes, and then the messages keep coming from like random people, and I'm like, help me, help the poor introvert who is drowning in small talk. So I might give it a shot, but we'll see if it's more successful than in times past. I don't know. So yeah, those are my goals for Korean for the time being. And even if I don't actually succeed in the like upcoming few days in going out and making new friends, I could at least, I guess, record myself trying to explain things or like discuss things that I have experienced that day. Or like, for example, if I watch news, I guess I could try to like record myself explaining one of the stories or something like that, just to test myself on my own. There wouldn't be feedback in that case unless I like posted it somewhere, but at least I could kind of see where my weaknesses are, what vocabulary words I would need to look up, what sentence I don't know how to make, that kind of stuff, and then I can kind of investigate further on my own. So that's an option too. But that's it for Korean stuff. As far as Chinese, Mandarin, I guess going back to Do Chinese, I've always used the free version, and I think for the time being, I want to continue using the free version. It's just kind of expensive in my opinion. I like free stuff, as most people probably do. And I just know that I won't use it enough for me to feel like I'm getting my money's worth out of the paid version. So I'm just gonna keep using the free version where you can get like one new article per day, or around that, maybe 2. But yeah, I'm gonna continue to, or I guess I'm gonna go back to using that just to increase my exposure to characters that way. I did a little Googling to try and find some like other Chinese resources, because I realized I have like no Chinese resources. Back when I was in the States, I had my old Chinese textbooks from college that I would kind of go back through as review. But beyond that and do Chinese, I don't have a lot of resources at my disposal, I don't think. So I might try to look up some like HSK resources, maybe take a mock test, just to kind of see how it goes. And yeah, I'm not really planning on taking the HSK in the near future, but it could be a good way to just kind of evaluate myself and learn from it as well. So that's an idea. And then for Japanese, like I said earlier, just for now, I think I'm gonna go through the Irodori textbook again, kind of go slowly and just pick up the new words and listen to the dialogues and conversations and stuff they include there. Try to pick up vocabulary from that. We'll see if any content catches my eye. I'm not really optimistic on that front just because I haven't had much success so far, but we'll see if I feel inspired to give anything a shot. But for now, the main goal for that is just to go back to that free textbook. Probably start over because it's been a long time and I went through it kind of quickly the first time. So I'll probably start over and just go through and try to pick up vocab from that. And yeah, that's my kind of goal for the next, I guess, week or so at least. And then I can kind of reevaluate and see what's working well, what's not working, and further ideas that I might have for studying in these 3 languages. And maybe, you know, my motivation will fall off for one or multiple other languages and I'll just kind of stick to focusing on Korean, which I don't want to give up on because I'm here and, you know, I've come this far. I want to keep improving for sure. But yeah, like I said, that's my goals. We'll see how it goes for the next week or so. And yeah, I guess until next time, 안녕, 再见, sayonara.